It's a question
그게
about
레일이죠. 그게 레일. 미야고 통로. Yes. Okay. Yes.
it's a question about happiness. Aim of all beings is happiness.
샴들 어디?
Yeah, and as being humans and Buddhists, we should practice detachment. And so, how can we practice detachment from happiness?
가사.
미지
되기.
미기 되기로 왔어.
그래.
아니 나야 차바방으로 왔어. 아니 대화를 세버트 칸데스 방으로 했어.
According scientists who carry some experiment, mainly in America, group of people, see, before they carry, they practice some kind of meditation or training of mind about compassion or mindfulness. Before they start lesson or experiment, they check blood pressure and the amount of stress and personal behavior. Then after 2-3 weeks training, and again check, they found blood pressure reduce. Mental state become much calm. And their personal sort of relations or contact with other sort of people, and particularly among the students, you see, their classmate, their sort of social contact become much happier. So Emory University also used to carry this experiment. Then some other scientists, you see, carry these sort of experiment. They actually found the mental state calm. Through that way, their physical condition also better. And then also, you see, the different sort of test. Now I can't remember. I do not know. You see, these the different sort of, the word. So they take you certain sort of test. So they found some positive change after training of mind, mainly compassion. Now compassion. As I mentioned yesterday, I think yesterday, the compassion, sense of concern of well-being towards one's own friend, those people who really show to you positive, that sense of concern is, as I mentioned there, biased. Actually, very much involve attachment. So as soon as attachment develops, that's unrealistic attitude, biased. And the biased, limited attachment often bring hatred. Clear? So, a compassion which we want to promote, it is unbiased compassion. That compassion, once we train, not only towards one's own close people, but also enemy. Because the biased affection or compassion mainly oriented other sort of action towards me, good, positive, friendly. So I love them. These people harm to me, negative action towards me. So instead of affection, feel anger. The other unbiased compassion, not oriented their action or their attitude, but simply they are also sentient being or human being. They also want happiness. They also have every right to overcome suffering. So, on the basis of that kind of awareness, then develop genuine sense of concern. That's unbiased, right?
No.
Unbiased compassion. Genuine compassion. Here, no attachment. So therefore, in order, the procedure of practice or training of compassion, firstly, we should practice detach. Towards your friend, detachment. From your enemy, again, you see, that's some kind of detachment.
No.
No.
We should practice developing impartiality or equanimity.
So, looks, your certain sort of sense of concern of well-being of your friend reduce in order to extend compassion or sense of concern to everybody. So first, there's no contradiction. Reduce attachment.
Practice detachment.
Detachment. In order to develop unbiased sort of attachment or unbiased sort of love, compassion for entire sentient being. So therefore, the detach is the actually first step to develop infinite compassion. Infinite compassion can go with wisdom. Attachment cannot go with wisdom. Clear? So that's answer for question. So happiness, of course, you see the calm, compassion, sense of sort of wishing good for everybody. Then no room of hatred, no room of fear. Your heart open to everybody. Through that way, you can bring trust from other. More trust, genuine friendship come. No longer distrust. No basis of fear. Open heart, compassionate attitude really brings inner strength, self-confidence. That brings trust from other. So therefore, the scientists say fear, a constant fear, anger, hatred, actually eating our immune system. Medical scientists say that. So more compassionate mind, bring inner strength, self-confidence, openness. So reduce fear. No longer any basis of anger, hatred. Through that way, compassion, practice of compassion is immense benefit for calm mind, that immense benefit for physical health. And then you can watch, you see, in your neighbor, on your neighbor, maybe very rich, often you see quarrel, fight. That family never get real happiness. Other hand, poor family, everybody loves each other. Very harmony, very friendship, friendly atmosphere. Maybe economically, maybe difficult, but much happier. So yesterday I mentioned, you see, the real happiness, satisfaction, you see, come through mental level, not from money, not from power. Like that. So therefore, practice of compassion, very close link with happy life, calm mind. With calm mind, happy life. I think the small example, if me, Dalai Lama, as a Dalai Lama, if I go different places, always remain like that, I think I found less friend. I always sit joking, I always laugh and smile, so more friends come. Isn't it? So that's quite nature. Even dogs. Those dogs, you see, easily going with other dogs. That dog surrounded many dogs. Very peaceful. Sleep, very peaceful. Those dogs always barking, often remain lonely. Because then we, human beings, our basic nature, whether God create or karma create, we are a social animal. I think a Thai Raja, Rajas, the Thailand king, the wonderful king, I met, I think, two times, I think. Wonderful. Now very sick, isn't it? Very sick. Now what is his now age? 80? 84. So you see, king, without subject, cannot be a king. Without people, cannot be president. One person, very sort of strong body, strong voice, in a lonely place, say, I'm great king, I'm great president, mad. Isn't it? So each human being, we are part of the society. So each human being's future depends on the rest of the community. I am one of the nearly 7 billion human beings. My future entirely depends on the rest of the world, rest of the humanity. World happy. Like, I think the tsunami destruction in East Coast, because northeast Japan coast. Eventually, effect will reach India. Economy and technology in these different fields will affect. So that's today's world. Something happened there, effect reach rest of the world. So therefore, I always telling people, now time come, we should develop big we rather than we and they. 1,000 years in our mind, very strong concept, we and they. So, with that concept, exploit other, bully other, and national level, war with other. Now that concept gone. We must look from our east. We must look west, part of we. Northern world should feel southern world is part of them. That's now time. We have to talk. Now, environment issue really brings we together. And the global economy also brings together. So that's a new sort of situation. So therefore, we must develop sense of concern, of well-being of entire world, entire humanity. Then there's no room of concept of enemy. Everybody, part of our family. Everybody, part of me, part of we. Through education, not through prayer, not through religious prayer, but through education, through awareness. That can be done. So therefore, we are social animals. Any social animal, look, bees, they have no constitution, no police force, no religion, no court, but by nature, all members of the bees work together. So very strong sense of community. So it will survive. So it immense help to survival. So therefore, we also social animal. So any social animal, full cooperation is very essential. In order to develop cooperation, friendship is essential. Friendship, trust is the basis of friendship. Trust, compassion, sense of concern of well-being of other. That's the basis of trust. Self-centered ego attitude brings fear, distrust, like that. So therefore, happy life, happy family, very much related with warm-heartedness. Sometimes I use the word of warm-heartedness. Sometimes the people get the impression when we use word compassion as something religious subject. Clear? Next question.
Third question.
Your Holiness, can you teach me how to laugh?
Karsa, kemusha. When I live lonely, no laugh. Only is someone who creates little sort of funny things. Then I always laugh. If in my room, when I meditate, I lonely. If I laugh, then some of my sort of helper, they may feel, oh, no, Dalai Lama become mad. So laughter also depend on other, also depend on friendship, openness. I treated you just another human being, no differences. Whenever I meet you see people, I always feel we are same human being. They want happiness. I want happiness. Physically, we are same, except size of nose, little differences. Thai people, little, I think. The Indian, like that. Otherwise, you see, emotionally, mentally, same. Nearly 7 billion human beings, mentally, basically, mentally, physically, emotionally, same. Like that. Next question.
Question number 4. Question number 50. 4. Okay, number 6.
Number 6, how can we apply mindfulness and concepts of sunyata into our daily life?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness, cuman sudah ani tombani tawadi.
Tombani.
No, sunyata. Di tawadi yudem izina nyamne kan siores.
Nini tsana.
Niwen tsana.
There are tradition, I think in Thailand and also in Burma. You see the training of mindfulness and even walking, full sort of what's the watching. Now right step, left step, go like that. Every sort of movement, watching. Now here, not just a physical watch, a physical movement, but mental movement. So that's important. When we meet some people, watch your sort of motivation and should be sincere, honest. Even from some corner of your brain, one little cheating, then you should remember, oh, I'm Buddhist, I'm monk, should not do that. Immediately restrain. Some occasion, and I think in San Francisco and also Switzerland, say I love visit those supermarket. A lot of articles, beautiful article. Then first reaction, oh, this is beautiful. I want that. I want to buy. Then second thought, you really need that? Answer is no. So like that, you see, watching our mind about the attachment or desire or greed develop immediately. Investigate whether really need that or not. The other negative emotion, anger, hatred. One text very nicely mentioned. If someone, you see, criticize you, then you want to retaliate, right? Retaliate with anger. Then that moment, think. The criticize already happened. Your retaliation won't disappear that criticism. Criticism already done. Now your retaliation, more criticism come. So better, just patience, tolerance. That one criticism once happened, but no much less sort of the chance, further criticism. If you retaliate, more criticism. Then eventually physical action. Then possibility of murder. Go to prison. Right?
No.
So therefore, watching our mind. When you remain lonely, except I think watching,
mental laxity and mental excitement, distraction.
But real sort of watching is necessary when we with other people. Our usual daily life carry. Then this watchful as a Buddhist monk. It's very essential, very, very important. As I mentioned this morning, I myself, I mentioned this, even dream, you can keep that sort of, remember.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness, I'm monk. So I didn't mention that, but actually in my dream, when I met someone supposed to fight or meet some nice women in dream, I immediately remember I'm Buddhist monk in dream. So these are, once we trained, then this mindfulness immediately comes.
So for that, you need to practice conscientiousness.
A little bit more detail. This question is not from a monk. This question is not from a monk, from a lay person.
Lay person. It's same. Yeah, same. As a Buddhist, we are follower of Buddha. So we should remember, I'm Buddhist. I should follow according to Buddha's advice.
And
Shunyata.
Yes.
Shunyata.
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 Shunyata. Without proper understanding, there is no possibility to implement our daily life. So firstly, we must study. Now, for example, my own case. Since my age, around 15, 16, I already have keen interest about Shunyata. Meanwhile, I also then used to study these big sort of
Classical text.
Ah.
Classical text.
Classical text. Then after my final examination, that was my age around 23. I really want to concentrate to study and meditation about shunyata at that time. Then, 24, I sort of was there.
Escaped.
I escaped, become a refugee. Then my age, late 20s and then 30, the early 30s, I study and contemplate about shunyata, daily basis. Then my understanding become little deeper. Then the concept of shunyata is something living, not just idea. So whenever I come the word I, if I remember about shunya, then I immediately felt no I, no independent self. Just I, me, is mere designation. Then now almost come. If I, pay attention. If not pay attention, then strong I still there. So the first level, we should pay more attention, study. Then contemplate.
No.
Contemplate. And try to becoming something, feeling. Then further familiarize. Then that feeling automatically come. Like karuna, also same. Compassion. Firstly, the value of compassion. Think about that. Then bring more conviction about the value of compassion. Then you develop some kind of eagerness or willingness to practice that. Then familiar, daily basis, if possible, morning, noon, afternoon, evening, so every occasion, think, meditate. Then it becomes part of your life. So that's the way. Some of these, as the great bhikshu who consider arahat, that sort of state not develop within one day, isn't it? Decade by decade. So therefore, you see, time factor is important. Just a mere knowledge, yes, study within few hours or few weeks, you can know that. But actual sort of feeling take time. Familiarization. That means is training of mind. That means meditation. Then next question.
Your Holiness, I have a question about the difficulty of practicing Dhamma at the present time, because at the present materialism is very strong, and it's very difficult to practice Dhamma. But one naturally wants to practice effectively and efficiently. So would you please compare the practice of Saravakayana and the Buddhahood of the Mahayana? Would you compare?
As I mentioned this morning, even among the scientists, more and more people now realize calm mind, peaceful mind is very essential. It's very important part of meaningful life or happy life. So the the value of materialistic life now itself now showing something lacking. Clear? I think those people, I think in Thai remote area, villages, and also here in Dharamsala, and even among Tibetan, who still, you see, they not sufficient about material facilities. They are very, very eager. Now many Tibetan, illegally, you see, immigrate America and Canada. I usually see telling Tibetan directly, frankly, Tibetan also want modernization. So my reason, you see, I'm not seeking separation. For our own interest. So therefore, I mentioned, you see, Tibetan also want money. Tibetan also want modernization. Therefore, you see, number of Tibetan who illegally, you see, went to America, not seeking Buddha Dharma, but seeking dollar. So that's fact. So therefore, those people who lack material facilities, these people still feel their first priority is stomach, physical comfort. Now, those people who already sort of got every facility, now they begin feel something lacking. Now, in China, recently, one Chinese university carries survey how many Buddhists in China. So according to their survey, nearly 300 millions of Chinese. Among them, many educated, young educated people. Majority of them, these type of people, not farmer. So that also shows the people who have the better facility. Now they feel still something lacking, something empty. So now here is the point is education. Now Buddhists simply pray to Buddha, Buddham Shanam Gajami, Dhammam Shanam Gajami. Even you see they purely meant for money, meant for dollar, Buddham Shanam Gajami. Wrong. So once you see people knows what is Dharma and implement, then really get some sort of taste, then feel the real value of Dharma. So for that, firstly, they should educate. What is the real Dharma? What is Buddha's teaching? Just simply, one of my younger brother, who recently visited Australia, when he returned from Australia through Singapore, he in sort of same roadway, same road. No. One Chinese lady looks to see rich sort of lady, rich family. Then in the sort of what's the casual talk, and she mentioned she is Buddhist. Then my brother is politely asked, "What is Buddhism?" Then she mentioned in front of Buddha some incense, right?
No incense.
Some incense. That is Buddhism. She mentioned. And quite often, you see, I visit some Buddhist community area in Ladakh and the Kunun, this area. And one time in last year in Lucknow, some Buddhist student there. So yellow sort of clothes. So they say they study Buddhism. Then I ask, what is Buddhism? They also recite Buddham Shanam Gajami, Dhammam Shanam Gajami. Then I asked one student, what is Buddhism? No answer. Then another occasion, one Buddhist, I asked, what is Buddhism? Then his answer is, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. Repeat that, recite that, that's Buddhism. No. These are clearly shows lack of knowledge about Buddha Dharma. Unless we study years, just simply traditional way, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, not Buddhism. Particularly those who refuge.
Taking refuge in the three wells. Taking refuge only by words.
Meant for wealth, meant for health. It's not Buddhism. Isn't it? Like that. So therefore, I think education or study of Buddhism is very essential. Now I'm over 76 years old, but still I consider myself as a Buddhist student. Still I read, study, and contemplate as much as possible. Like that. 딱 걸리죠.
년도가 되는 숭바닥에 타바토니 제 안에 탐색해 되는 많이 냠내시 디루에스.
Now, Theravada tradition, usually, I think, unfortunately, there is some kind of impression, the wrong impression. As yesterday I mentioned, so-called Hinayana and Mahayana. And people have the feeling completely different. That's absolutely wrong. The Theravada teaching is the foundation of Buddha Dharma. Then Bodhisattva Yana, sometimes you see called Mahayana. That's specialized about altruism. And then philosophical field, the further sort of discussion about shunyata, as I mentioned earlier, Chitta Mantra school of thought and Madhyamika school of thought. And within each Chitta Mantra school of thought and Madhyamika school of thought, within that there are different views. So it is quite sort of useful. In Tibetan tradition, we study all these different viewpoints, all these texts wrote by different Nalanda masters. It's immensely helpful. So all these so-called Mahayana sort of tradition is based foundation of Buddha Dharma, that is Four Noble Truth and the 37 practice, all these things. And particularly Vinaya is the foundation of Buddha Dharma. Buddha himself is mentioned, where Vinaya practice there, Buddha feel
his presence. His presence.
Is present. So whether there is Buddhism or not is actually where monk community and the three practice, monsoon practice, retreat, and these three practice there, Buddhism there. That no longer there, no longer Buddhism. So like that. So therefore, unless you know these things, then is the people from Theravada country, they say, oh, Tibetan Mahayana. Almost something like non-Buddhist. Some Western authors also describe Tibetan Buddhism as Lamaism. As this morning I mentioned, unfortunately, in Tibetan community, Tibetan society, last several centuries, Tulku become like social status. I'm highest. So almost like the social status.
No.
Absolutely wrong. he also, you see, a small
Reincarnation.
Tulku.
Tulku.
He is not. But actual sense, he carried some teaching in his own monastery. He is actually Lama. And he also carries some teaching. So Lama. So hopefully I'm also little Lama carrying some teaching. So unfortunately, some people satisfied or contented with big name, Tulku, and high seat, high throne.
seat.
Knowledge, zero. Experience, zero. How can be a teacher like that? Nowadays, I'm quite bluntly telling people, and also to the Chinese, there are false lamas, false tulku, now coming, seeking sex, seeking money. Absolutely wrong. I think Thai may be less danger. Maybe. I don't know. Same. As I mentioned yesterday, in spite of some rubbish monk, generally, you see, the Thai Buddhist monk, you see, very good tradition, very good tradition, wonderful tradition. Of course, some mischievous monk always there. That's understandable. I always is telling publicly, from Muslim community, some mischievous Muslim always there. That's unusual. This is not unusual. So some mischievous people among the Christian also there, among the Hindus also there, among the Jews also there, among the Muslims also there. So these terrorist activities is carried by some of these mischievous Muslims. That's understandable. Due to that, blame whole Muslim is something wrong. It is totally unfair. So some mischievous people, among the Buddhists also there, among the Tibetan Buddhists also some mischievous people who can involve murder, stealing, telling lie, there, on sex, like that. This morning also, I mentioned it very bluntly, some Tibetan wear monk's robe, but with wife. Very unfortunate. Now these days, you say, I publicly mention. Now, unfortunately, we develop a very strange sort of vocabulary. Monk with wife, monk without wife. Very unfortunate. Monk should be celibate, right?
No, celibate.
Otherwise, no longer monk. So mainly, you see, Mongolian monk during revolution period, understandable. You see, few old monk with wife. You see, they really keep their tradition in their own monastery. Okay. So one time in Mongolia, one Mongolian abbot, the main monastery is abbot, introduced me. This is my daughter. I surprised. Then later, you say, I bluntly told them, if you monk, it should be genuine monk. Monk with wife is impossible. I think 2 years ago, I was in Warsaw, in Poland. One Poland university's professor, one lady, who studied about Mongolia, who has some research work about Mongolia. She asked me, Mongolian monk told her, some Mongolian monk told her, we Mongolian monk, modernized monk, we should allow marriage. She asked me whether that's possible or not. Then I told her, no, monk's rule, Buddha set up. So we cannot say modern time something different. No. 2,600 years of Buddha's rule must keep. Sincerely, I told her. So some Mongolian monk really want liberalize.
No.
Liberalization.
No.
Oh,
Civilized kind of.
but civilized,
Modernized.
Liberalization now.
liberalized.
Liberalization.
Perhaps this life, for short period, liberalize. Then next life, go hell. Yes, next question.
Yes, His Holiness, in Theravada Buddhism in Thailand, there is a myth that Buddhism will last only 5,000 years
Yes.
before its collapse. Is there any prediction or mythology on the age of Buddhism in Vajrayana?
That's same. You see, Shanta Rishida, Marbe, Longadon, Majab Chachun, Shanta Rishison Marbe. Provision was just Ka.
Sanjay Dimit says it.
Temben said, Long, Majab Chachuti. Ka. Kari. Nunjum. Oh, one text clearly mentioned Majab Chachu.
500 years, 10 times.
Or 10 times. That means 5,000.
5,000.
Same. Now, recently, in Afghanistan, you see some Chinese company, exploring some sort of oil or some minerals. They found one old cave, Buddhist cave. I saw the picture. Some goddess Tara, one statue of goddess Tara, and Buddha statue, and Shri Buddha, Mongol Buddha statue there. Then some Western sort of, expert about this archaeologist. They carry some preliminary test. They found these statue older than 2,600 years. So we must watch their sort of investigation. If they really prove these statue, Buddha statue, older than 2,700 years, for example, then the timing of Buddha, usually Buddha Jayanti, 205,000, 2,500 years, Buddha Jayanti celebration, that was 1956. So then we have to sort of rethink about the period or time of Buddha. So according to some Tibetan scholar, few of them usually have the view, since Buddha Shakyamuni come, nearly 3,000 years passed. Generally, we believe 200, about now 2,600 years. So this we have to keep close watch. Okay. The best thing, since many years, I sort of expressing some Buddha's relic there, in Buddhagaya also there, and Sanji also there. So with great respect, say, investigate how old this relic. That's I think the correct answer come. But I think we Buddhists very dare to examine the Buddhist relic, how old, difficult, isn't it? I think let some scientist carry that. That we just wait result of their fighting. Yes, next question.
We learned that Your Holiness were in Suan Mok with Ajahn Puttathát
in the 1960s. What were the key message or key issue in your dialogue with Buddha at the time?
Karsa. So,
Buddhadasa Jamuruje.
Buddhadasa.
No, Buddhadasa Kuranda to me Nandu Tanda Sodur Karikura Commission.
I think general Buddhist practice and also monk's rule. So, on the sort of main sort of practice, exactly same. As I mentioned this morning or yesterday. For Parachika, exactly same. Then 13, what do you call Sangha? What do you call
Sangha Disa.
13, exactly same. Then 30, also exactly same. Then 90. Here, according Mula Savasadivadan, 90. According Theravada, 92. 사모님부터 가르사. 와 동시 뭐시고 꾸준한 매듭에 니부터 가래. 가.
두마이블라 그런말로 주네 세주도. 니도 직세주도. 올 가사는 거다. We discussed about it. I marked two. One is the 23rd and one is something 82.
Like that. Otherwise, same. Then, Soshashi, 4, with bhikshunis.
4 individual confessions.
Then, minor.
4.
There are, according Mula Savasadivadan, 112. Through, according the Theravada, about 75, like that. So I check what differences, very minor differences. According Mula Savasadivadan, they put the moksha. They like this lower garment, 7 point regarding lower garment. In Theravada, Pali Patimoksha, just 1. The Sanskrit Patimoksha mentions 7. So 7, this lower garment should not blow this
ankle.
One precept. And should not above this.
Knee. Not above.
And then too much sort of
Tight.
Being tight.
Normal, suimungu.
Too much
Pleats.
bleeds.
Pleats. No.
And this, I think a little bit, wrong.
Not hanging out like.
Too long, like that. That also 1. So 7 point about lower garment. And also above garment 3. Tayalana, Nabasum, Shimdolana, Namdunta, Sheni. These are minor. Then how to eat? Should not open mouth. And it should not make noise. These points. So when you sit, you should sit carefully. Not very strong and broken, your seat. Should not do these things. So now, my problem is my knees, little bit problem. So when I sit, little bit,
So because of the new problem, His Holiness seems to have dropped his whole weight when he sits.
가사 디다지어데 가사 가사 니제가 좀 두도한 것 같아. So like that. So actually, when we receiving vow, the abbot and then lalop,
the master carrying the activities of the ceremony.
If the area available, then must have 10 bhikshus when we receive bhikshu vows. If not available, then at least 5. Recently, we at beginning of this year, I think in Sarnath, our Tibetan university, now we newly developed university there. So we had big meeting, bhikshus from Burma and from Thai, from Sri Lanka, and Tibetan, and Chinese. So we had some discussion. So this kind of sort of meeting, very essential, very, very essential. Then through sort of clear sort of awareness about different sort of traditions, country, basically same tradition. Otherwise, we remain a little bit distant, and then some wrong information creates some misunderstanding. That's unfortunate. Frankly speaking, my contact with Christian is better than contact with Buddhist. That's a fact. Chinese Buddhist, Korean Buddhist, Vietnamese Buddhist, Japanese Buddhist, say they follow of Sanskrit. So little closer. Then follow of the Pali tradition, little sort of less sort of consider
a little bit distant. Yeah.
So that I think should not happen. So therefore, I'm extremely happy now some group from Thai community come here and also some bhikshus. I really appreciate. And recently in Bombay University, when I give some talk, there are some monk student from Burma. I also have some discussion with them. They are very, very eager to learn these Sanskrit Buddhist texts. So I suggested to them they should come often to our university in Sarnath. So in Sarnath, it's our university itself. We also now thinking one sort of department for Pali study, and also eventually Burmese language and Thai language. These things we are thinking. So that university eventually should be international Buddhist study. That's very important. Our own sort of contact is very, very essential. So in future, yes, in the past, when our meeting with scientists, the organization Minded Life, some sort of meeting, took place, some Theravada, some monk, according to Theravada tradition, few occasions, invited, but not sort of Asian, but English people. So some English ordained according to Theravada tradition. So I think one or two, participated few occasions. So eventually, my sort of scientific sort of meeting, dialogue with modern scientists, I think some monk scholar from Thailand, we are very much sort of welcome. And from Burma, I don't know, more difficult. Thai, better, easier, isn't it, so far? But my visit, Burma, never, because Buddhist country. Then Sri Lanka, never, because Buddhist country. Thailand, and 60, yes, I have been. And eventually, Thai established diplomatic relation with Soviet Union, with People's Republic of China, then no possibility my visit. So it's a complication like that. Okay, no problem. So in any way, it is very important, among sort of Buddhist brothers, sisters, we really need more sort of more sort of contact. Very important. Now, finished. Yes, the discussion with the Buddha Dasa, general sort of Buddhist practice. Then, I think, now I can't remember the details of discussion, but I felt Buddha Dasa shows shunyata about Chitta Mantra's mind-only philosophy. And I remember vaguely, he get some information about shunyata according Chitta Mantra through Chinese sources. Because in China, the Chitta Mantra sort of philosophical view and text quite available. Although Nagarjuna's text also there, and also Chandakirti's text also there, but very important Chandakiri text, commentary, no translation, only Tibetan. Now some Chinese, with our full cooperation, now we are translating some of these important philosophical texts available only in Tibetan language, not in Chinese language. Now we already starting some translation in Chinese language and Japanese language like that. Now next question.
How will your abdication from the throne support the status of Tibetans in the world stage?
What?
Number 10.
No. Actually, so long, you see, I involved, and unfortunately, Chinese government often state there is no Tibetan problem, but problem is Dalai Lama. Now I retired, so the Tibetan administration carry. So I'm waiting what Chinese will say, what communists will say. Then the main reason, 4 centuries tradition, Dalai Lama institution, as a head of Tibetan temporal
temporal and spiritual authority.
Dalai Lama institution is head of both temporal and spirituality. 4 century old tradition now must end. This is my feeling. In order to develop democracy fully, now this tradition must end. So I don't like, you see, ending like Egypt. Oh, no. Through people's the demonstration. That's really disgrace. Through any under any pressure, not nice. Now ending 4 century old tradition voluntarily, happily, proudly, I feel it itself some kind of service to previous Dalai Lamas. If this institution end with because of the red shirt survey, red shirt, or because of yellow shirt, that's not nice. So actually, I really want Tibetan administration should be fully democratized. So long I remain there, emotionally or psychologically, people feel, look at me. And they may not fully utilize their own ability. So long I carry the responsibility. It unintentionally. Oh, kaso da.
Unconscious. Undermines.
Kasa di mare. Unintentionally or
Unconsciously.
kaso unconsciously
Unconsciously.
can be hindrance for full development of democracy. So that's the main reason. Then the real work, not much sort of change, because last 10 years, I already remain the semi-retired position. Semi-retired. Last 10 years. Because since 2001, we already achieved elected political leadership. So all the decision, all the responsibility carried by that person. I remain something like advisor. So now, complete retirement, I can devote the other two my commitment, promotion of human value and promotion of religious harmony. So, and then occasionally, if I really highly necessary, some sort of involvement, then I'm available like that. So no problem. Okay. Now, thank you. One. Then next one question. Yes.
Last question. 11th.
가사.
여러분이 양세패와 있나? 간대질 패도도스. 간사 간대지 뭐 패도도스.
Oh. Sometimes I see mentioned it also possible of women reincarnation. If monks permit. You see, because in Tibetan tradition, some very high reincarnated Lama, female, last more than, I think, 700 years. Already there. Then, with your permission, I also, you see, telling people, now we are, after we observe last few centuries, there are a lot of bloodshed, a lot of violence. These violence not due to lack of education, not due to lack of technology, but technology, education itself helped to create more violence, more destruction, more suffering. Why? Mainly compassionate feeling. Yeah. Sense of warm-heartedness of others' life. So therefore, now, besides education, through education, we must include education about warm-heartedness. Not talking about Buddha, not talking about Jesus Christ, not talking about Muhammad. Simply using common sense and scientific finding. Through that way, educate people. Importance of compassion, karuna. In this respect, female biologically more sensitive about others' pain. Again, scientists, they tested 2 person, female, male, 2 person, observe, then picture or something, 1 person passing through painful experience. The response from the female more stronger. And obviously, even dogs, birds, mother really take full care about their youngsters. Birds, also like that. We human beings also. One occasion, my long flight, I think from Tokyo to San Francisco or something. So among some passenger, one couple, two children. One, I think, boy, maybe. One, maybe girl, I don't know. One, very small. One, about, I think, 5 years, 6 years, like that. So at the beginning, the elder one running here and there, shouting. But the younger one, often crying. At the beginning, young mother, both, look after, the two children, particularly the younger one. And about midnight, father simply slept. The mother, whole night, without sleep, taking care of that young child. Next morning, father's eye, quite normal. Mother's eye become red. I noticed out of two parents, two parents, the mother really sacrificed her own comfort in order to take the care of the child. So this is nothing to do with religion, but a biological factor. Then, sometimes I publicly used to mention, most hero means killer. Thousands people killing. Usually sometimes we call hero. Most of hero are male. Even today, I think butcher who cut animal sort of neck, throat, most cases male. Isn't it? Maybe killing fish, those family mother also I think maybe expert. In Thai, I don't know what kind of situation. In Chinese, they really fond of small insect and snakes and also fish, a lot of fish. In Thai also a lot of fish, and shrimp. So Thai people generally consider these living beings, they also have the right to overcome suffering. I think we should, and Jain tradition, I think very good, respect all form of life. If we gradually, I have one story. Some Tibetan who immigrated in America legally, about 1,000 people, 1,000 Tibetan, took by American sort of the government legally. So some officials also joined. So later I met is one of them, some of them. He told me the original his work is in a college. They work in the kitchen, cleaning
vegetables.
So he and both his wife Buddhist. So when the cleaning, the vegetable, when they found some insect, worms, they put some pot, and then each is put on the pot, and then later, in some area where some vegetables, some there, they very carefully, gently, put there. So at the beginning, some other people who are working in the kitchen, they're surprised. Why? You take some extra work. Then eventually, some of these other people also, follow. Whenever they find some insect, put some pot. So one person can sort of influence can show more people they care about life of insect. One time, my flight from one Indian city to another city in East India, one flight. So it stopped one place. I mean, left from Delhi, then stopped one place. During we stopped there, one foreigners, tourist, one European, came. They, while we waiting, some of these foreigners, Europeans, came and towards me, and some talk. And then one mosquito came. Then one lady immediately like that. And I shout, "Oh, no. Oh, then that lady promised me, now on she will never kill mosquito." So you see, our attitude towards other life, that I think something important. Those people who have no feeling at all about others' life, killing animals, these things, then towards human being also, then you see, these animals shouting, moving, showing clearly pain, but no disregard, right? No feeling. Then to human being also, torture, beating, shouting that person, even feel happy. No sense of concern of their pain. I think we should sort of express, you should sort of spread, right? Spread a concept of ahimsa not only towards human being but other form of animal. The best thing, vegetarianism, we must promote. I myself, 1965, I give up eating meat and eggs, fish, pure vegetarian. Then next about 20 months, I remain pure vegetarian. Then according to my Indian friend, according to their advice, I took a lot of cream, a lot of milk, and a lot of nuts. Then I got the gallbladder problem. My physical become yellow. My nail yellow, I become yellow. And sometimes I describe, at that time, I truly become living Buddha. Yellow, living Buddha. Not due to spirituality, but due to illness. So then according, Tibetan physician as well as allopathic physician, they advise me I should return our original diet. But in any way, we Tibetan community in India, promoting all these big monastic institutions, their communication completely stop non-vegetarian food, or serving vegetarian food. Individual, different, up to them. So we are promoting vegetarianism. In Thailand, is some movement. Oh, that's important. And I very much impressed. Is one monk. It's a protection tree environment. Rope, yellow rope, is to put in the tree. Wonderful. So we Buddhist monk should take more active role in the society. When my first visit to Thailand, the previous the Sankaraja, I can't remember the previous first one. My first visit there, I think 66, I think 66 or 67, 66, I think. I think 66. Then 67. I discussed. I had opportunity, audience with the Sankaraja. Then I told him, Christian monks, nuns, very much devoted about social service in the field of education, field of health. So we Buddhist monk should take more active role in the field of social service, in education, and also health. Then I think very right. This Sangaraja, as he told me, monk should remain distance from the society. Monk should remain in the monastery. That also is true. Monk. But somehow I think we should think the monk should take at least, you see, monk I think should organize some class in the monastery, some teachers of different school. Teach what is Buddhism. Again, is one occasion. Now, frankly, speaking to you, to Thai people, one occasion now, I think many years ago, I think more than 15 years ago, some Thai student who study in Chandigarh University, they came to see me and told me they don't know what is Buddhism. And Thai monastery, monk, you see, not sort of teach students unless you went to the monastery and ask. Otherwise, you see, no one telling about Buddha Dharma in the school. They told me. And they told me, on the other hand, Christian missionary school, the teacher in the school teach Christianity. So Buddhist student, no one telling Buddhism. So that also I think important. So perhaps I think if monks, you see, take more active role in education field, then red shirt, yellow shirt crisis may be less. Clear. So that, I think not sufficient. Just from the family, few months remain in the monastery. Sometimes 1 year or 2 years. That is not sufficient. I think in the public school, I think should teach about essence of Buddha Dharma, and in order to change the society, not through monastery. You can't do that. Only through education. So Buddhist monk should take more active role in the education field. Not necessarily to go to school, but I think you can arrange occasionally teachers' training in the monastery and explain about Buddha Dharma, about non-violence, about compassion, karuna, maitri, these things. I think important. Of course, this is a small suggestion. It's entirely up to you. If you feel okay, you should take. If you feel not important, then forget. No problem. Thank you very much.